So today's video is another extremely detailed video of a very simple one light setup which I consider to be a foundational lighting setup and show you how I lit and shot these images. So hi everyone, this is Jiggie, a portrait and wedding photographer from the Philippines, and welcome to the channel and welcome to my small home studio. And if you're new to the channel, this is a relatively small shooting area that I am utilizing. This wooden area here is only 2 meters wide and about 3.5 meters deep, and we will restrict our lighting setup in this particular area. Now, as I said in my intro, I will be demonstrating a one light setup that I consider to be foundational. And why do I consider it to be foundational? Well, when we do off-camera lighting, I usually base everything on existing ambient light. In other words, if I see beautiful existing ambient light, that is how I would base my artificial lighting on. And this particular lighting setup is based on beautiful window light. Now, beautiful window light is something that we all have in our homes, but we would want to have that opportunity to replicate it every time we are shooting. Now, I consider this to be foundational because you can actually do so many poses and so many looks with this particular lighting setup, which I will leave to you guys to experiment, but I will demonstrate how it can be used to create one very simple lighting setup. Now, what light are we going to be using? Well, I have here a brand new light from Nanlite. This is a Nanlite FC120B. This is actually one of those beautiful lights that Nanlite released that are very, very affordable. So I'm using this one. It's 120 watts. I'm going to plug it to an AC outlet, but it can actually be powered via a V-mount battery. But today I just want it to be on the AC outlet so I don't have to even think about whether or not I'm going to be running out of battery. Now I'm going to be modifying it with this very simple modifier. This is a 120 cm shoot-through umbrella. And what I have here also is the backing for the shoot-through umbrella so that I'm not going to get any spill of light. So what I'll do is I'll put it here and then open up my umbrella so that I don't have to worry about putting this one in the edges. This is a way to actually prop up your umbrella like so. So this is your 120 cm shoot-through umbrella that I'm just going to be mounting here on the umbrella holder of the FC120. Now, normally, if you're going to be installing that, it's best to let gravity work in your favor. So that's why I like my light pointing up so that when we put the modifier like so, it will just drop. Well, let's bring it up a bit higher. So that when we put the modifier, the weight in itself will basically just drop it in place like that. Then from there, oops, I can twist it now to face forward and set how far I want my light in my umbrella. Normally, my rule of thumb is where the light ends is where the umbrella begins. So in this particular case, you can see that the light is still further out. So I'll adjust my umbrella and bring it slightly in. And there we have it. Our light is there. Now, if you notice, I didn't have a standard reflector in front of my light because I just wanted it to spread out and maximize the size of this light. So that's all we'll be using. One very simple light like this. Now, we might want to actually add another light source, and we will be using just this one, a very simple 30 by 40 inch foam board that's going to be mounted on this light stand using a clamp. And this becomes another source of light that will basically open up the shadows if I find that the light is giving a high contrast light. Okay, but I'll show you guys later how that will work. But here's the thing. When we want to create a nice, very simple portrait, we want the background to be as clean as possible. Now, normally I would suggest is that you find a white wall in your house and that's where you actually shoot. But in any case that you don't have one, I actually found a beautiful product right here. You know, this is the reason why I like searching the internet because I saw this particular company, it's called Robe, and it's just amazing what they did here. This is a portable backdrop and it's as simple as this. Open it up. Open it up, open this, then pull this out. There you go. Beautiful white wall anywhere you go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this right here at the very end of the studio or the shooting area, so this will mimic a white wall. But don't you guys think it's amazing? Look at that. It could go even as high as that. And it's black in the background. Oh, well, it's black here, but you can actually get this in white, gray, and black. All right. So let me just set this one up and let's go to the settings of my camera. All right. So now I have everything set up. And as I said earlier, this is an extremely detailed video. And what did I mean by that? I'm going to give the exact measurements of my background to my subject, my light to my subject, and my camera to my subject. So I have a point here where my subject will be standing on. Now, the background, this raw bay background, is about 32 inches away from my subject. Now, the distance of the light to my subject is about 36 inches. And the distance of the camera to my subject will be about 52 inches. Now, the center of my light will be or is 51 inches because my subject today is going to be about this tall. So this is actually going to be perfect in relation to my subject. Now, what are my camera settings? Well, right now I have a lot of video lights you see running around. And I actually wanted to remove everything and go at about 1/640 to remove mostly all existing ambient light. However, I might want to bring in a little bit of that just to open up the shadows if need be. But right now, I'll set it at 1/640. F1.2, you can't really see it because the software doesn't recognize 1.2. So at 1.4, now at 1.2. ISO 100. And my white balance, I will set to 5600 Kelvin because this light will be set at 5600 Kelvin. Now, you might be wondering why I have an iPad here because this iPad is actually connected to my camera. Therefore, I am recording a live view of what my camera is seeing and thus giving you basically a straight out of the camera image. So the edited ones will be probably towards the end of the video. Now, this is usually the time, if you guys are familiar with the channel, that I call in my wife Coco to be my subject for today. But today I have a very, very special guest. It is going to be my son. Jaime, where are you? These guys or these kids are growing up so fast and I really, really wanted to shoot them. Hi, Jaime. Hello. Okay, so I'm going to start shooting. You can see, okay, you can relax, Jaime. You can relax. Don't worry. You can relax. So you can see that I'm getting a little bit of spill here, but for me, it's negligible already. And now let's turn on my light. There we go. You look so handsome, Jaime. Very, very handsome. All right, Jaime. So this is what we're going to do. You're going to face the light here, but don't look at the light because it might blind you. So I'll face you here like this, there, and then you just look there, okay? Not towards the light. All right. So this is what I meant about foundational light. This particular lighting setup is just a beautiful, really beautiful soft light. So Jaime, smile. There we go. Look there. Beautiful. Maybe do this to your arms. You could cross your arms there. I actually wanted to do this shoot because I wanted to document them two growing up. Jaime, look here. Smile, smile. Show me your dimples. There we go. Now you see, the light is getting a lot of contrast. Now I want to open it up a little bit. And you might have noticed that the background turned gray because I'm not shining a light towards it. If I wanted it to be pure white, then I would actually make the light hit the background more or might add another one. But adding this, check this out. When I do this, I may look there again. Look at how it just opens up the shadows and makes it slightly more flat, but it's not flat because it is just a slight contrast just to give shape and form. All right, Jaime, fantastic. Smile. Okay, look there. Good. Very nice. Smiling. Look here. There. So this is foundational light. In other words, this is a beautiful one light setup. You guys might be asking how far the reflector is or the foam board is from Jaime. Jaime, okay, I'm just gonna measure, okay? It is about 16 inches away. So half the distance of the light to the reflector. Therefore, we're getting more or less the same amount of light. That's why if you notice, it opened up the shadows a lot. All right, Jaime, look here. You look so good, Jaime. And of course, after this, we're going to be playing around and I'm going to be shooting Jaime handheld. And the reason why I can't show you that is because if I do and I show you a live view of that one, you guys are just going to get dizzy. So here is the final output from this particular lighting setup. And that's how simple it is to create beautiful portraits in a very small space using just one light, like a shoot-through umbrella like this. However, as I said earlier, I'll reiterate once again, this is foundational lighting. In other words, from here, you could start playing around with different types of lighting setups. You could add a hair light, you could add another light here, you could add a light from here, but this is your natural window light. And for me, I would always start off a shoot with a lighting setup like this just to be able to get beautiful portraits right out of the bat. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, click that notification bell. Now, if you want to see some of the output of this shoot and other pictures that I've created in the past, you could always find me in my social media sites on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, all at Jiggie Alejandrino. And if you have any questions with regards to this lighting setup, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. So once again, I hope you enjoyed. Until the next video.